Hello students, today we are going to see the basics of econometrics. So econometrics is basically application of mathematical statistics to economic data to lend empirical support to the models. So basically we are applying the mathematics to the economic data and we are giving empirical support to the models. Now from economic theory, we get a statement or a hypothesis that are mostly qualitative in nature. So all the theories basically they focuses on qualitative part, but in econometrics we focuses on quantitative part. So econometrics provides numerical estimates to that statement. So there is some particular econometric methodology that we follow. So first we get the statement of theory or the hypothesis of the our basically objective, right? Then we specify the mathematical model for that. Then after specifying the mathematical model, we go for specification of statistical or econometric model to support our theory. Then we obtain data about that particular model depending on the indicators that we have selected. Then we estimate parameters. Based on that model, we estimate parameters. Then we go for hypothesis testing for significance of those parameters. Then we use our model for forecasting or prediction. And last, based on all the things that we have done, we use that model for control or policy purposes. So basically we are establishing a model. Then based on data we find the parameters, and then after testing the hypothesis we do forecasting or prediction and use that for policy purposes. So example is, now we typically have a model of this kind. So this is model in two variables, that is y and x. So y equals to beta 1 plus beta 2x. Beta 1 is called as intercept term, where beta 2 is called as slope. This intercept term and slope are called parameters. Now this tells exact deterministic relationship between x and y. Here there is no error term present. But in econometrics, when error term is added, this is the disturbance term or error terms or random stochastic variable. Here relationship is not exact. This is inexact. So you represent all those factors that are not taken into account explicitly. Now this y or x are also called as dependent variable. Y is also called as dependent variable, or a target variable, or predicand, or endogenous variable, or regressand or response, while x is called as independent variable or explanatory variable, or control variable, predictor, exogenous variable, regressor, or stimulus. Now forecast errors are inevitable, that errors will always be present in the model. We can't ignore them. So Francis Dantle introduced the term regression. Now scatter diagram is basically represented with one axis as x and y, and we have x1, x2, x3, x4 observations, for example. Depending on that we get regression line, and regression line always passes through mean values. So now we will see the difference between statistical and deterministic relationship. Now here we have seen that this is exact relationship here, right? And here we have inexact relationship. So in regression analysis we get a relationship which is statistical in nature. Why? Because we have to deal with the random or stochastic variables. Here relationship is not deterministic but statistical. So random variability exists in this. Then we have to see what is the difference between regression versus causation. So dependence of one variable on other doesn't necessarily imply causation. That is, we may never establish a causal connection despite strong statistical relationship. So between y and x you may establish a statistical relationship, but that does not mean that x causes y. Now regression versus correlation. So correlation is primary objective is to measure the degree or the strength between the linear association between two variables, while in regression we are trying to estimate the average value of one variable on the basis of fixed values of another variable. So here we are trying to estimate the average value of y based on the fixed values of x, while here we generally see only a linear association between y and x. So in regression there is asymmetry, as dependent variables are assumed to be stochastic while explanatory are assumed to have fixed values in repeated sampling. Now what do you mean by the term random? So random is stochastic variables that can take on any set of values, positive or negative, with a given probability. So here probability is attached to a variable. So y is dependent variable, x are explanatory variable, while n or t means total observation in the population, while small n t means that there are total observation in sample. Now this is very important. What are the natures or sources of data? So first we have time series data. So we are differentiating between kinds of data. So first is time series data. Basically they are set of observations that a variable take at different times, that is either daily, annually, quarterly, etc. So with time you have taken the observation of a particular variable. So then we have cross sectional data that is collected at the same point of time. That is, suppose for 1990 we have collected variable data for different variables. Then pool data, combine the both above, that is time series plus cross section. There is, suppose now for 1991, 1992 I am also collecting the same data for same variables. Then we have panel data. So this is nothing but special type of pool data where same cross sectional units are surveyed over time. That is, suppose I am taking data from a particular household. So for each year I take data from that particular household only. So cross sectional unit remains same. So data used in empirical analysis may be collected at different times. Then we have experimental versus non-experimental data. So experimental data is often collected in natural sciences, where collect data while holding certain factor constant to assess the impact. So here we are holding certain factor as constant and then seeing the impact. While in social sciences we generally have non-experimental data, that is, it is not subject to the control of the researcher, although we may have a control experiments. Now we also have to see the measurement of scales of variables. First is ratio scales. For x, taking values x1 and x2, ratio x1 and x2, distance x2 minus x1 are meaningful quantities here, right? So we have a natural ordering. X2 may be less than x1 or x are meaningful. So here less than or greater than have a meaningful relationship. Then interval scale. Now this does not satisfy the above ratio property, right? In interval scale it does not satisfy ratio property while satisfy the rest of the properties. So x1 upon x2 is not meaningful at all. Then we have ordinal scale. So variable here only satisfy natural ordering. like we see in indifference curve analysis. So distances can be quantified in this. Then we have nominal scale where no property is satisfied, the above properties are not satisfied, example gender or a marital status like male, female, whether you are married or unmarried, etc. So these are nominal scale. So this is the basics one, right? So whatever we have covered is the first part of the basics of econometrics.